Lewis Hamilton is not someone who praises easily. So when he spoke highly of Ferrari's SF25 for its speed, many in the racing world took notice. But the situation is complicated. Although the car looks fast on paper, it hasn't been able to perform consistently. After 6 races, Ferrari still seems to be struggling to find its place. The SF25 has speed, no doubt, but it also feels fragile when it really matters. Both Hamilton and his teammate Charles are aware that the car has hidden potential. Yet, time after time, Ferrari fails to deliver when it counts. It's no longer just about mistakes on strategy or by the drivers. There seems to be a deeper problem with the car itself. With the upcoming home race at Imola, all eyes are on Ferrari to see if changes to the rear suspension, one of the most criticized parts, will help. Will these updates stabilize the car, or will Ferrari face more difficulties as the season moves forward? For someone with 7 world titles, Hamilton is focused and determined, ready to find answers despite the challenges. Lewis Hamilton's switch to Ferrari was a huge deal in Formula One. After winning 6 world championships with Mercedes, the 40-year-old surprised many by joining the Red Team. But his first season hasn't been smooth. Apart from winning a sprint race in Shanghai, most of his performances have been a struggle rather than a highlight. Currently 8th in the championship, Hamilton has yet to stand on the podium this year. The Miami Grand Prix showed both his strengths and weaknesses. A strong sprint race, but a disappointing main race, where he fell back from 12th on the grid to finish 8th. Still, Hamilton remains calm and positive about the car's capabilities. "I had a generally good day," he said after Miami, sounding thoughtful rather than upset. "8th place doesn't really show it, but I'm hopeful. The car has speed. We can feel it, but something is holding us back. Since China, it feels like we've been chasing something we can't quite catch. The performance is there. We just haven't been able to unlock it yet." One of the toughest challenges for Ferrari this season has been the battle between its 2 drivers. Instead of working smoothly together, Hamilton and Charles have often ended up competing for the same limited advantages the car offers. This was clear at the Miami race, where both drivers struggled not just against other teams but against each other. On the team radio, Hamilton's conversations with his engineers grew tense, showing the pressure he was under. On the track, neither driver could break free from the other's shadow. It felt less like racing and more like a fight just to stay in the game. For Charles Leclerc, this season hasn't been much better. Sitting 5th in the championship might look decent on paper, but the reality is different. Miami was probably his worst weekend so far. After qualifying 6th for the sprint, he had a crash before the race and couldn't even start the Grand Prix. His final position was 8th, and his mood after the race was honest but low. "There were no miracles today," he admitted. "At best, we could have finished ahead of Kimi in 6th, but that's not something to celebrate." Charles didn't make excuses for Ferrari's struggles. Instead, he broke down the problems clearly. While some of the issues came from the team's internal conflicts, like the on-track battles with Hamilton, most of the blame went to the car itself. "We have bigger problems," he said plainly. "Until we fix the basic speed, this is where we'll be." Last year's surprise win in Monaco gave Charles hope, especially for his home race. But this season, his expectations have dropped along with the car's ride height. "Imola might be okay," he said thoughtfully, "but I'm not expecting much from Monaco. We just don't have the right car for it." Underneath Ferrari's polished red look, there's a lot of technical confusion and frustration. The 2025 season, which was supposed to be a fresh start, is turning into a story of missed chances and mechanical problems. Team principal Fred Vasseur stays calm in public, but it's clear even he is feeling the pressure. Fred Vasseur has promised upgrades, but he knows these won't mean much unless the team figures out how to unlock the SF25's true speed. Right. Now that key seems just out of reach. Ferrari's main problem is that the car just isn't working the way it should. The SF25 may have speed built into its design, but it's trapped beneath layers of misunderstood aerodynamics and unstable mechanical grip. May is a crucial month for Ferrari. Other teams are improving and gaining momentum, while Ferrari feels stuck and confused. They either need to solve these issues soon to keep their season alive, or accept that 2025 might be lost and shift focus to 2026. With new FIA rules tightening, time is running out fast. One major problem is the rear suspension, which has caused a lot of trouble. It's been the focus of Ferrari's development efforts, but changing it mid-season is complicated. While the team hopes a redesign will help, it's clear that fixing the rear suspension isn't a simple task. The rear suspension on the SF25 has become a real headache for Ferrari. The team struggles to keep the car at the right ride height, which is crucial for balance. When the ride height is off, the whole setup suffers. Ferrari once relied on a very narrow setup window, but now that margin is shrinking fast. This isn't just about small tweaks, it's a bigger technical challenge. Many have blamed the suspension for being too soft, allowing too much movement at the back of the car. Ferrari's design intentionally favors a softer rear to let the car squat under load, a carryover from their 2024 model that nearly won the championship. But what worked last year now seems to be causing problems. Other teams like McLaren and Red Bull are using stiffer, more reactive setups, making Ferrari's softer design look outdated. The SF25's rear end just isn't cooperating. The car struggles with understeer, meaning it doesn't turn sharply enough, and it lacks proper rotation when cornering. On top of that, its aerodynamic performance is limited. When Ferrari raises the ride height to handle bumps or reduce bouncing, they lose downforce, making the car slower in corners. But lowering it too much makes the car unstable and unpredictable. They are stuck in a tricky situation, trying to find a balance that just isn't there. Even Ferrari's engineers are having a hard time figuring out the problem. There is talk of a major overhaul to the rear suspension, possibly changing the arms or other parts. But these kinds of changes take time and testing. While a new front wing is expected soon, fixing the rear suspension quickly seems unlikely. Even if Ferrari manages to upgrade the rear suspension, it won't be an instant fix. New parts bring new challenges, fresh data to analyze, setup changes to make, and time needed to adjust. With the season moving fast, Ferrari is running out of that valuable resource. As the European races begin, the team faces a clear choice: fix the car now or accept that this season might be lost. Both Hamilton and Leclerc stay hopeful, but their recent performances suggest the road ahead is tough. The upcoming upgrades, like the new front wing, could offer some relief, but no one expects a complete turnaround with just one change. Has Ferrari lost control of the car they built, or is there still a chance for a late-season comeback? Only time will tell. Share your thoughts in the comments. For now, thanks for watching. See you next time.